We rock up and one of the dogs has got these two big gnarly fresh gashes out of its hind quarter. Yeah, it just goes to show you always got to be on the lookout. G'day and welcome back to another episode of Getting Back to Basics, where we thought amongst the COVID lockdowns it would be a great idea to paddle 17-foot ocean kayaks up the east coast of Australia and make it to the northernmost tip of the Australian continent. So if you were ever wondering what it would look like, here it is. Highly recommend getting there if you get the chance one day, as it's a pretty magical spot. We spent the night there and we woke up in the morning to have a cuppa as the sun rose before our final paddle on this adventure. After a quick pack up, the kayaks are pretty light by this point, and to be honest, it's second nature packing the kayak up, setting sail. 10, 20, even 30 or 40 kilometers doesn't feel like much at this point in time. The mind and the body are pretty well conditioned to be spending anywhere from 5 to 8 hours most days for the last month sitting down in the open ocean in our yaks. Special moment for one of the boys on the trip today, Gunsy. He grew up till he was 6 years old on Roco Island here in remote Cape York on a pearl farm with his family, and we're going back to revisit where he grew up. We're a couple of k's off now, going back to the motherland. And it is a stunning day for our final leg of the trip. 22 k's from Punsan Bay to Seychelles, and mixed emotions. Getting to the tip really was the pinnacle for me personally, but yeah, this day will symbolize formally the end of the trip. Vibes are high, everyone's looking good, feeling good, excited, and know that we'll definitely be looking forward to doing something similar and planning the next trip pretty much as soon as we get back. Gunsy, how you feeling, brother?
Oh, really cool, man. Yeah, like I was just saying, it just seems so much smaller than I remember. Like,
yeah. Home sweet home. How long since you've been here?
I used to go back a little bit to visit, but still not since I was maybe 14. 15 years since I've seen this island.
Special moment, brother. Resident Croc's just in here, so we're bypassing straight to the jetty Gunsy's granddad originally built 35 years ago. Just pulled up Roco Island, dragged the kayaks up through the mangroves. How cool is this jetty? Jetty made out of 44 fiberglass 44-gallon drums, timber, bamboo. After saying a quick g'day to one of the legendary caretakers on the island, we're excited to go and check out this piece of paradise that Gunsy had been fortunate enough to call home.
So cool.
Oh, this is stunning. The mangrove jetty. Literally on a super low tide, they've just cemented and piled along all these rocks straight through the mangroves here as we're walking in. Mud crabs, birds whistling. On the high tide, no doubt, you'd get mangrove jack, barramundi moving through all here. Special moment for Gunza, seeing the house that he grew up in when he was a kid.
Pretty small, eh?
Smaller than you remember?
Nah, I do remember good.
Cactus is a bit bigger. It was a very humbling experience to be with Gunsy, to revisit his childhood home.
It's my entire family's house. Me, my mum, my dad, and my little sister.
Just went to show you don't really need a lot, just a few of the essentials a happy life. He was obviously very grateful for his upbringing. Looks like we've gone and fallen on our feet yet again. Thank you, Gunsy, for bringing us to this paradise.
Yeah, man.
It's full of,
Glad you're here to share it.
it's full of cold beers and beautiful women from Torres Straits Islands.
Oh, treats. Just have a seat.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Boys.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers, ladies. Good luck, eh? Great to meet you.
Probably not that one, but there's like three things. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, anyone brought it,
I bet, man. I bet it's nostalgic.
Look at that. Oh, you wouldn't believe how familiar this feels.
So we're just up having a beer up the top of the bar here on Roko. And we're chatting to Eugene, one of the team here. And he showed me a photo on his phone. It's the two male and female dogs they got on the island on this jetty, just here in the shallows, barking their heads off at a 2.5 meter croc. And one of the dogs just loves swimming. Was always out here having a swim. We rock up and one of the dogs has got these two big fresh gashes out of its hind quarter. And we said, mate, what's happened here? Did a pig nail it, or he got hit by something? What's the go? And he said, oh yeah, he was having a swim yesterday, the silly bugger, and got hit by the croc. I said, what croc? Showed me the video. So yeah, it just goes to show you always got to be on the lookout, even here when you're close to home. How's these currents, dude? Pumping. I love coming to these islands and being able to see just how resourceful people are when you don't have access on your fingertips to be able to just drive to the store and buy whatever you want. We've got thatched roof, bamboo, bit of recycled aluminium poles, and a lot is used just from nature and what you got on hand. Bit of wire, bit of string, bit of rope. Just goes to show when you need to, you make use of what you got. Ava and Maddie and my mum and dad, Trace and Rob, they've been brought over by Eugene to check the island out as well. Woo! Oh, look at you, couple of hit me. Croc got him, mate. Yeah, apparently yesterday. Hey, you'll be right. You'll be right, mate. Yeah, that's it. Gotta stop swimming out here in the mangroves, mate. You stay out of the water.
We stay there.
The nurses staying there from Thursday Island also had a bottle of champagne, which they soon opened with a machete and were kind enough to share it with us.
Did you factor that into the itinerary?
So bizarre.
I know.
Champagne and machete wielding girl.
Wow. Wow.
Can you mark for that?
Oh, unreal. So after a few yarns and a couple of more problem solvers than we should have had, we packed up the kayaks for the last time, what was set to be the last paddle together for this trip.
Beers and kayaks are so good, man.
Wind's pumping. Just had a couple of beers and a glass of champagne. Checked out Rocco and the legends. Rocco, I keep saying Rocco. Rocco, all the TI nurses. If you see this, legends. Look forward to catching up with you again. Mum and Dad, Ava and Matt, Eugene and Nige. That was such a good little send-off for our last section of paddling. I think we've got 12 or 14 Ks to our final destination, where we'll be putting the yaks up on top of the utes and heading back home. After a fun couple of hours of paddling, we all rafted up together This was to be symbolic of the last time we'd get to share on the water together for a very long time. It went unspoken, but the feeling was that we all could have just kept going. And we didn't want it to end. There was definitely a feeling of apprehension coming back to the mainland and integrating back into society, going back to work, which made for a very, I guess, rushed and unceremonious ending to the trip. But everyone was grateful to be alive and well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It was a surreal feeling finishing this trip, and I can honestly say it was one of the best things I've ever said yes to in my entire life. A massive thanks to everyone involved, but most importantly, the crew. I know it's a tough life out there, fellas, but big love.
Tying them up, final touches. Very quick turn around the sub. Judy calls back on the mainland. Jardine River. And away we go. Far out. That was life-giving. Highly recommend pulling in Fruit Bat Falls and come in the afternoon or early morning, I guess, all to yourself. You jump under that there. It's well needed after what we've been through. And you can see over here, look at that, full moon up there. Oh wow, what an incredible way to wrap up such a trip. Oh, everyone sort of had to rush off this afternoon, but it's those kind of those trips and the moments that we had on it, and the feeling that I have right now, that truly will last forever. Anyway, that's it for this episode. That's it for this series. More to come, no doubt. I'm already planning the next in my head. The most important thing is we hope to see you out here getting back to basics.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again?